So I have this pretty common thing where I think I can see it in... Oops. This is the bandpass effect, and the parameters setup is really simple. It just creates the default parameter for filters frequency and resonance. With one change, it just adds the default active flag. And in the old plugin system, I had a not particularly nice interface for doing that, where I could just go add parameter and then, this returns a thing, and then I do add flags to add the flags, and then I pass that to this function. So I think this is a pretty common thing actually, where I'm just going to, I want to just have the default for a parameter, and then just change one thing about it, which is the flags. So I'm just going to try to create a interface for doing that. Hold on, let's fill out this first. So frequency resonance mix. Go here and go model. What's happening? Okay, Visual Studio is being terrible. Let me restart it. See if that helps. Okay. So it's basically add param env plugin links to EYD filter frequency. So that's the interface that I have at the moment, but I want to add one extra thing, which is the flags. So I basically want to do something like this. Just pass it to the end of that function. Because that's just going to be a common thing that I want to do, I think. No, I don't really like that actually. I changed my mind. I'd rather just do it as a separate, in a separate line. Add flags, there we go. Yeah, the interface that I already have is already just better. Okay. That's the wrong one. Oh, I didn't update this yet. Okay. Okay, that should be it. Oh yeah, let's also take this and put it in my template. Oh, I already did that, okay. Okay, seems to be working. Next one. Is that both of these? Oh yeah, I can delete all those old source files now from here. I'm just thinking whether it's necessary to actually give this a unique name. Surely not. I could just call this whatever I want. I could just call this something common like plugin. Just in the interest of like streamlining what I'm doing here, because I have a lot of plugins to get through here. It's just one less thing to worry about. Okay. So this is going to be pretty similar to this. I'm going to try and record a macro here for this, because this is going to be a common thing, but I want to convert this line of code to blink search 1. Like that. Is this going to work? Oh. Yes. And this one is going to be slightly different. Okay, I'll try and remember not to overwrite those macros that I just made. Okay, that should be good. Next one. No, next one is here. Alright, now I can use these macros that I made. Bang, bang, bang. Cool. That's much faster. Interesting. So I guess the name is important for some reason. The name of that CMRC thing. I don't know why. CMRC target name. Okay. But I can just change this to be hold on. What is this? I'm gonna have to look this up. If the name of the library target is not a valid namespace, okay, I don't understand why this actually matters. Hold on. This one's building fine, right? No. Oh. Oh, this is also not building. This one's building because I put a proper name here. So this name is important. Where's it gone? Yeah. I think what I'm supposed to do is say plugin there. And then I don't need that. Let's see if that works. Yeah, that worked. Okay. So now, okay. So now this one won't build, right? Because I need to go in here and say plugin instead. And I need to do that for all of them. Plugin. Okay. Cool. Alright, let's just quickly test all the filters. This one's broken. And so is this one. Okay. What did I do wrong? So your high pass and low pass are both broken. High pass. I didn't add the parameters. That's what is going on. Okay. So model params in. Yes, exactly. It's going to be the same here. Okay, that's good enough for me. If I'm introducing bugs, then they'll be teased out eventually. So high pass, low pass. Right, next. Freeze. Okay, freeze is going to be a big one. Because freeze is different from all of the other plugins in that I don't think there's any other plugins which have to worry about this. Because of the unique way that freeze works, it has to like when the front end of the block is hit, it basically that's when it starts writing to this buffer. And then the buffer data is like shared between all units of the instance. Because the way that these plugins work is you for each plugin, if you create a block with this plugin, then that's going to create one instance. This is just for if you're creating a block on the workspace, then it's going to create one instance, and for each one instance, you're creating 4 units for the purposes of like crossfading between them when the data changes or when the workspace loops back to an earlier position. These units will sort of like crossfade into each other automatically. It's just something that the host deals with, but usually you don't have to care about that as a plugin developer. But with freeze is one of the few effects where you actually have to care about it, because essentially the buffer that you're writing to, the buffer of audio data that's you start writing to it and you hit the front of the block. This is basically owned by the instance, and there's just one buffer, and then each unit will read and write. One unit is designated as like the master unit, depending on which one's like at the front of the the DSP, like that's the one that's actually writing into the buffer, and all other units can read from the buffer. So that's a complication of freeze, and so I'm gonna have to be more careful here in porting it over to the new API, and possibly there's a tiny bit more work that I need to do on the API to actually support the stuff that freeze has to do. So I'll just get on with it and see what I actually have to do here. So let's go to here and do this and do this. And what's the fuck? I hate VS Code, this is why I never use it. So probably the final source list is going to look like this. Why is it expanding spaces to tabs? Okay. Right, here we go. Time to fuck shit up. So, the only thing I care about here is this. No, and the category as well. So get rid of all that. And let's get the template code. So I think these functions are going to be relevant. Most of the time you don't have to do anything in these functions, but these are actually going to be relevant now, just for freeze. Parameter-wise, there's not that much there, so that's nice. And now I'm going to have to add, I think, an instance DSP thing. Freeze buffer. So I have this thing called a freeze buffer, which... Oh, and master unit. Okay. I'm just going to follow my nose, and if I do it wrong, then it will all become clear soon enough, I think. So include buffer. So master unit is going to be a unit index. And then I use this freeze buffer thing, which is in this namespace apparently. Okay. Okay, so when an instance is reset, something happens. Okay, so this needs to be optional. Okay. So this I'm going to call unit reset instead. And then I'm also going to have an instance reset. Unfortunately, it's an annoying place to have to stop, but I'm going to have a toilet break because this coffee is going through me. In a second, but I'll stop recording and then start again. Yeah, here we go. So I would go auto instance DSP other entities instance get instance DSP like that. Now what about stream init? Stream init happens where? Does that happen in reset? I think that happens in reset. It's supposed to anyway. I have to remind myself how the old library worked. Instance stream init is not doing anything. Oh, okay, I don't have to worry about that, I guess. I think that might actually be all of the complicated parts sorted out. Oh, I have to do this. So instance DSP buffer clear. Yeah. And then the unit reset is what? This. Oh, but I need a Right, I need a reference back to the instance as well here. So that part's different. Particle. How do I do that? Units. So units actually have to know about their parent instance, it turns out. So this is going to have to change. So I'm going to add the instance index here and just try to make sure that's set up properly. Unit set this. Okay, then I can just retrieve it. I might end up changing this this mechanism here. It's kind of, I know it's like really C++y, but it's kind of nice the way I've done things here, but I'm just thinking about potential alternatives. I'll think about that later. So So anytime a unit resets, the buffer is also cleared, it looks like. And I need all of this stuff. I'm going to end up refactoring this, I think. I can't just pass a pointer into the controller like that, that's going to not work. Buffer ID. Interesting. Why do I have the buffer ID? For no reason? Looks like I have it for no reason. So get rid of that. Yeah, what? Primed, record. This variable isn't used either. Yeah, how was that? Parameters are really simple, so I'll just do that really quickly. Oh, what's happening here? I need to do this again. Yeah, it'd be nice if I didn't have to look up the instance index here. Although this only happens when it resets anyway. In this, do I also need it here? Maybe I do. Oh, I do. Yeah, I think I will probably change the way this is set up so that I can just have the instance index in the unit DSP if I need it. Then I'm only doing one lookup. It's not particularly, it's not like a it's not a super important performance concern or anything, but I just don't like it the way this is. I have to do like 3 database lookups just to get all of the information I need. Alright, I'm going to the bathroom.